trying to get a workout in. It's cold out in the winter, so we out in the garage. But I know outside we not, got it going on. But started to think about a topic that was brought up to me probably within the last couple weeks or so. And I think this is super important, in all honesty, regarding probably a lot of different things, It's the question of all in. And I think that, in all honesty, is probably one of the biggest questions that you have to ask yourself on a daily basis, depending on what you're doing, right? So you can say that you're all in when it comes to everything that you're doing, just because you show up every day, because you do what's asked of you, and you think that, oh, okay, cool, yeah, well, I'm all in. In reality, you're not. At the end of the day, you got to ask yourself, what percentage are you putting in? What percentage are you truly putting in to what you're doing that you're willing to give up for it, right? So in a career, you put in crazy time, right? You might go to school extra, go to classes, seminars, whatever, right? In my career field in medicine, you can go out to all kinds of different things. You can even put on presentations. You can do a lot of different things. That's really something that puts forth things that you do for yourself, right? You're going to give 100%. You know that. But to give 100% of a career means that you're going to have to sacrifice something else, right? There's no way to give 100% at all times. You do have to dial it back. In all honesty, that's super important to understand. While you're at work during your business hours, you give 100%. When you leave, you take that and you say, okay, I'm going to give about 50%. Maybe on the way home, you're thinking about what you did that day, right? When you come home, though, and everything that you do in regarding to your home life and the situation, you have to be 100% though, right? And I mean that in regards of 100% of what you believe in and how you're going to live, right? In your career, you can kind of give 75, 80, 100%. You might make it, and you might not, right? But at home, So in regard to a topic that was brought up to me last couple of weeks or so, it was about the idea of, are you going to be all in? And that's really important when it comes to looking at a lot of aspects of your life, right? Like today, it's cold out. We in the gym, out in the garage, it's about 20 degrees out. And you're going to get it in. You're going to get a workout in. You're going to feel good. You're going to get a good pump on. You're going to say to yourself, damn, I'm glad that I did it. I'm proud of myself for showing up. Cool. But in reality, that's something that is easy to do, right? For me, going to the gym, it might struggle a couple days and you might feel a certain way, but you're still going to get after it, right? Either I go at 5 in the morning or I'm going to figure it out throughout the day. I'm going to drag myself back. I might bitch about it and I might not be happy, but I'm still doing it, right? When it comes to the all-in mentality, and let's just talk about it, man, at the base level. Let's talk about it in a relationship, right? Most of my videos, man, I do try to address that stuff. I think that people, that act like me, look like me, live their life like me, really don't have a blueprint for that stuff. I know I didn't, right? And for me to be able to present some of this information, I don't know, man, I think is important, or at least something I feel good about. There's 2 things that I'm really good at doing, right? It's, I guess 3. My career, I'm good at saving a life. 2, I'm great at training people, myself included. Kids, I do, a lot of different sports and other people, right? The 3rd is trying to give you guys a blueprint on what to do, especially with your life regarding success and relationships. Because I do believe that they play kind of a role within each other. You could be as successful as you want to be. I'm talking top of the world, everything that you thought you could be. But if you ain't living right, man, all that success is going to burn you down. It really does. It's like a fire. It burns within you, which is fine. But if you ain't living right, it starts to creep out and it burns everything else down because you're not able to keep track of everything else going on in your life. So when it comes to the all-in mentality, especially when it comes to relationships, you got to really wonder to yourself, man, like what is all in? And that I think is the most important question. What is all in? When you look online, man, you see all these people's Instagrams, their Twitters, their YouTube. Man, they could be famous people. It doesn't matter. They all make it seem like they got it together. They got the perfect wife. They got the perfect family. You know, they live a perfect type of relationship at home. A lot of the time, you know, sometimes those dudes have wives who really do stick around, man, through some crazy stuff. They do. And some don't. Some lose that. Some lose it forever. Some find out that that first one maybe wasn't about it, the second one is, right? And we all look at it and we all consume information at such a fast rate that we assume that, well, we see it right now, I need to have that right now, and that's what I need to have. There's no question, I need to have that forever right now. Okay, cool. But are you living the right way to say that you can have a forever, right? Are you all into making sure that you focus on your relationship? You guys want kids, you want family and all this stuff, and yet you're living a chapter of your life, or you're in a season of notches in the belt, or just knocking down whatever you can, or infidelity. You know, that's important because you look at seasons as that's your life. Remember something. A season that you're going through is not something that's permanent, right? You know, where I live, we got 4 seasons a year, right? So, you know, you got seasons. It's not forever. It might be depressing. It might be down. It may not look good, right? But you know that it's not forever. But if you live like it's forever and you do a bunch of stuff surrounding that one specific time, when it comes into the next time, you can't exist in it because you thought that everything was in that season, right? If you out here and you're just knocking down, you know, sexual partners and you're doing stuff like that and really taking in information from all these other people who have families and support systems, you start to realize that you just have emptiness. Everything that you have is empty, man. You could have the nicest car, houses, everything that you thought of. You going on all these dates, man, doing all these things, and you thinking like, man, this is the greatest feeling. I got this great feeling inside. No, man, that's all fake. That's all not even a reality. It's something that you're feeling right now, but you're really not going to make anything out of that. You're not, because you're in that season. You're not all into what it takes. You're into what it is right now. And that's okay for most things in life. But if you're somebody who really wants to have that support system, you got to understand that all in means it's going to get tough. You're going to work hard every day. If you think that something is easy in your life every day, it's never going to happen. That's not how it is. You got a bad day, you come home, they got a bad day, your kids have a bad day. Something happens in life and it's a bad day. But again, it's a bad day, not a bad life. A season, certain amount of time, not forever. When you sit here and you look at everything with such a long-term outlook on negative things, you got to remember something, and I say this to everybody. Yo, at some point, your dick ain't going to work. At some point, that pussy going to dry up. When all that's done and all that's gone, there ain't a pill in the world that's going to bring some of that back. What are you going to do in the long run? You can't keep knocking them all down and wondering why ain't nothing there when you get to be old enough that you're shacked up in a retirement home and you ain't got no family. You got to remember, man, I see the lonely of the lonely in my career, man. I take care of people who are dying on their deathbed. Maybe I put a tube in their throat to help them breathe. Maybe they're awake. I don't know, right? But I've seen them at the bare lowest of their life right now, man. Their health is the worst. And they ain't got a family to lean on. They got nothing. And I'm not saying that every one of them are doing those types of activities, but think to yourself that there is a percentage, man. You ever been married? Nah. You got family? Nah. Kids? Nope. You didn't adopt anybody. You didn't do anything. All you worrying about is knocking all these hoes down, man. And that goes on both sides. Hoes is interchangeable. Guys and girls. It don't matter. When you go all in, man, it's 100%, right? It's 100% knowing that you're not going to do something to drag that person down or that relationship down. It's 100%. It's all in. right? You are so quick to go all in for yourself, so quick to be like, hey, I'm going to hit the gym every day. I'm going to get a six-pack by the end of August. I'm going to go all in. You hit that goal, boom. But guess what, though? You're not maintaining that for life, right? Do you know why? Because that's a season. Your life is not a season. You go through seasons in life, but your life is not a season. You have to understand that, man. You have to understand the concept that at some point, there are things that are forever, right? Death is forever. We know. That's it, bud. It's coming for every one of us. We sit here, we talk, you look at it, and you say, hey, I'm in my 30s, and I sat here, and I said, hey, what's another 30 years in my 60s? Another 30 years, I'm in my 90s. And I said to myself, damn, what was I really going to, accomplish not going all in, right? The season you go through does not dictate your life. But I think the idea of going all in is also multi-person, right? Like in a relationship or even friendships, right? All in is so much more than just saying, hey, one person is all in. That one person all in means they're not going to, cheat on you. They're not going to look at other girls. They're not going to hit up other girls. Even initiate a conversation that could lead to it, right? The other person's all in because maybe you don't have to worry about that with them. Maybe they're not that type of person. They're all in is, hey, I'm going to make sure your love language is met. I'm going to make sure that you feel supported. I'm going to make sure that I'm there for you. As long as you love me and you go through hell for me, I'm going to be there for you. There's limits that if you do something that is kind of too far out, I can't say that you deserve to have people still around. I wish that every single one of you had a support system that never left. I think that's one of the most important concepts of life, is a support system that never leaves. How many chances do you get at life to not lose that? I don't know. I believe that that's a question that I don't know if I can even answer, man. But understand something, that if you live your life right, and I mean you really living right, and you're doing everything that you're supposed to do, you really should have that support, right? You should really have that support. But you have to believe that if you go all in, it's something that's going to give you what you believe in. Don't go all in because somebody else tells you to. Don't go all in because you see it on TV, you see it online, you see it in podcasts, you see it on these Instagram and Twitter, man. Don't go all in because you watch somebody else go all in. Go all in because you believe in it. It's scary to think about that you could go 100% at something and somebody really is not going to give you 100%. That's the scariest thing on the planet, is to know that you might give 100% and they're going to leave you. You might give 100% and they're going to do you wrong. Getting to the bottom of why you were done wrong, getting to the bottom of why somebody left you, I think is important in regard to understanding, should you be all in with that person? Should you be all in with yourself? Did you not go all in with yourself? Did you not believe in yourself? Did you not really say to yourself, I'm going to do whatever it takes to do the right thing? So the question of all in regard to this specific situation in life is an interesting question, because as you're asked about going all in, you have to ask them, are you all in? How many times you see people get married and they say, till death do us part? Man, I'm 35, and I bet you I've seen a gazillion people divorced by now. All my friends got married in their 20s. Hey, divorce, man. How many marriages I see people cheating on each other? It's sad, Because in other people, they see it and they go, I don't want to get married. Why would you not? I'm not married, man, but I can tell you, I believe in it. I wholeheartedly believe that marriage and family is the number one goal for anybody. I don't care how much money you have. I'm not taking it with you anyway. Everything you have that's material is empty. Your family, man, that gives you a sense of belonging. That money don't do nothing. I wipe my tears with money. It don't matter, right? But a family to pick you up when you're at your lowest, and I mean you're at your lowest, you have nobody to turn to. Your choices are, I'm not going to be here no more. That's it. That might be the only choice you gave yourself. I believe that that's not the only choice. But understand that family and support system, you can have that. You may don't have to put it online. You don't have to put it on Instagram. You don't have to put it on Twitter. You don't have to put it on YouTube or anything. But if you're all in, you got to believe that you're all in. You have to believe that you would do anything for that person and the right thing. Communicate with that person. Hey, I'm not doing good. I feel like something's wrong. I feel like my dials are messed up. That's okay. Remember, you're all in. So instead of seeking validation, seeking help from something else, you go to that person because you're all in. You're giving that person a chance in every way to help and support you. All in. Like I said, it's on both parties, but it was an interesting topic. I don't know if you guys will even get anything from it. To me, I do believe that ideology of all in is something that needs to be worked on heavily. We say it, we don't believe in it. The seasons change, we let it go. I believe that true love will always find you. What's yours is yours. It can never be taken away. In your heart, it can never be taken away. You might mess it up and it might go away. But true love and what is supposed to be yours is always going to be yours. I do remember that I heard this once, and it was somebody brought it up. I don't know. I think I seen it in a short, and they said, they were like, hey, why do people get upset? Because they feel like the person they love or the person they feel for, they're not back in their life. They're not coming back. Something's wrong. Like they can't get it to work. It's because God, man, you wasn't ready yet. God's not going to put something in your life that you're going to ruin. He needs you to find that path so that you can build together, right? I just think that's important in so many aspects of your life. You wonder why things don't come in your life right now because you're not ready. You're not ready. When you're ready for what's supposed to be yours in life, you'll start to see the blessings come in. You're going to start to see things occur that really don't make a lot of sense, but you start to notice your life changing. You're going to start to notice that, all right, yeah, things are starting to mesh well. Things are coming together. Those blessings, they're yours. They might not be right now. If they're not, evaluate your life. Say to yourself, if you looked at your life from the outside in, you living right? You doing what you're supposed to do? You making the right choices? The demons that come for you every day, I hope you know it's a fight every day. Some people fight more than others. Some people have to fight demons more than others. Unfortunately, if we were all perfect, we wouldn't have to worry about it. But we all sinners. We all make mistakes. But understand that as you make your mistakes, you also got to look into yourself, man, and say, are you letting them demons take you? Your addictions? Everything. Are you letting them take you down? Because they can. You might be in a tough season right now, and you might feel down right now, but are you letting them come for you? Are you letting them beat you? That's the only thing I can really say to that, man, is you have to really think about it and really, really, really look internally, man, and say, do you believe in what you're doing? Do you believe in yourself? Do you believe in what you're talking about? Do you believe in how you're living, how you're treating other people? Do you believe in that, man? If you ain't doing it right and you feel it inside, that's because it's trying to help you. Best believe, man, internal fights are always going to be there. So stay up.